This week, Indiana kicked off the 2022 legislative session, and we wanted to look at some of the bigger issues facing Hoosier lawmakers. So joining us now is District 78 Representative Tim O'Brien of Evansville to talk about his priorities. Thank you so much for joining us, State Representative O'Brien. We appreciate that. Now, the governor yesterday released some of his agenda. One of the items he says he'd like to see is a focus on the economy, and a bill that you're proposing goes along with that, retaining educated workers, combating that brain drain, as it's called. Talk about your proposal.
Absolutely, Shelley, and thank you so much for having me. Happy New Year. So one of the most important issues I think we're going to tackle is the tax relief or a tax cut. And yes, the governor had a tax cut priority in his list, in his agenda. But you're right, one of my bills is a tax incentive to incentivize folks to move to Indiana and attract and retain more talent in our state. So the way they do that is if they attend a university in Indiana and complete a 2 or 4 year degree, my bill proposes that they'll receive a 2 or 4 year tax exemption after graduating. Now, in order to take advantage of that exemption, you have to stay in Indiana, right? So, you know, if my background's in real estate, and if real estate's taught me anything, if you attend a university somewhere, you are very likely to stay in that region. So it's a really good bill. It'll be going to the Ways and Means Committee, and should hopefully will be heard. Yes.
Yeah, we'll definitely be watching that. Now, you know, also the pandemic is still a huge issue across Indiana. Your fellow Republicans have wanted to end the emergency order and, in fact, met in December to try to do that. And with numbers rising now among cases as well as hospitalizations, is this the time to end the emergency order and ban workplace vaccine mandates?
Oh, you know, House Bill 1001 seems to try to address that, and it'll be interesting to see what the final bill looks like. I know a lot of people have different opinions, and it really comes down to balancing workers' rights and individual freedoms with the rights of business owners. And I think Hoosiers have done a tremendous job persevering through this pandemic. And while there are still issues to deal with, Shelley, I think it's time for the state of emergency to end. It's been almost 2 years, and there is a way to end the state of emergency safely while protecting Hoosiers.
Even with cases and hospitalizations rising, you still think it's time to end the emergency order?
We have to be able to balance the rights of workers and individual freedoms. And I understand that cases are rising, but something that we are looking into.
Okay. All right. Now, both Republicans and Democrats have been talking about cannabis. Is there any bill dealing with marijuana that you would vote for, whether it be medical or recreational marijuana?
So, you know, that's an interesting topic. So there are a lot of bills that are being filed right now. I've seen quite a few come across my desk. And, you know, while it's been brought up in the past, I had a summer study committee. And quite frankly, I don't think any of these bills will even have a hearing because leadership typically doesn't have an appetite for this. You know, secondly, the governor has even said and expressed his opposition to it, quite frankly, because of the fact that it's still legal federally, and it's listed as a controlled substance federally as well. So I don't think it's something that's going to even get a hearing this.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's move on then. In 2021, we saw parents attend school board meetings across the country, perhaps more than ever before, wanting an input in their child's educational policy. You're proposing a bill requiring school boards hear that public comment. It's my understanding that the EVSC does allow public comment before each meeting, but talk about your proposal.
That's correct. It's more than just school boards, so it's all local and state governing bodies that would be required to hear public comment of the overall testimony at their meetings. So, you know, there have been some examples of school boards in the state who have decided to eliminate public comment, and I think that every Hoosier have the right to have their voice heard. School boards, any local state governing body. And I think you were correct. EVSC has not done that, but this is more just for the, you know.
Across the state.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Well, we appreciate you taking the time today to talk with us because I know there's a lot going on up there. We will certainly be watching. State Representative Tim O'Brien, thank you so much for talking with us, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you more in the coming months.
Thanks so much, Shelley.
Thank you.